Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram
everyone, welcome to Songs of One Breath. It's good to be back after some travels and adventures, and thanks to Katie Carr for holding it last week. Chloe was going to be holding it today, but in the end she couldn't and I could, so you've got me. Anyway, it's good to be here, lovely to have you with me, and I want to share a little bit about the experience that I had in Glasgow outside COP26. I wasn't anything official in COP26. I didn't have any access to the official zones, but I was one of the people wandering around outside with banners and singing and trying to make ourselves felt, make it apparent how many people are watching those people, and to be honest, watching them failing us. So it was quite an amazing experience, that something about that creative, joyful freedom of running about the streets of a city I don't know very well, with a group of people I don't know very well, singing and praying and waving banners, just really put me in touch with an incredible sense of lightness, happiness and freedom, and big emotional ups and downs, because on the one hand, deep fear, anxiety, sorrow, grief, rage, all of those things that our world leaders who are letting us down. And on the other hand, this enormous personal freedom and empowerment, this real understanding that, these leaders may shape the laws, make the rules, create these structures that are leading us into destruction. And they have no power over me. They have no power over us. We are free. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, you can chain me, you can torture me, you can even destroy this body, but you will never imprison my mind, you will never imprison my soul, you will never imprison who I am. So for me, this is the call from here on. The call is that yes, we feel the feelings, we feel the grief, the rage, the fear, the despair, all of those feelings that go around this time, but we also own our happiness and our freedom, because to do that is the biggest act, the biggest rebellious, this rebellious act, a sacred rebellious act of anti-capitalism, because they want us to submit to their structures and their systems. They want us to see that as the solution. They want us to go to work every day and live inside this golden cage of paychecks and buying things, and we are free. That is our biggest tool against this system, is knowing that we have power over our own happiness and our own freedom. And this is something that the spiritual teachers have always talked about over the centuries. Richard Samuel Lewis said that peace is power. This when we really own our inner peace, and I would add to that our inner freedom, our inner happiness, when we really own that and know that that's not dependent on external circumstances, then we are not only free but immensely powerful. So I'm going to share a chant with you using words in Arabic. This is the phrase which Murshid Sufid Ahmed Murad Chisti translated as peace is power. Allahu Akbar. God is great. This unity, this infinite being that resides in every one of us is greater than any of our experience. And when we know that, when we live in that, we are infinitely powerful as well as peaceful. So sing with me as you pick it up. Allahu Akbar, Ya Salam, peace. Going to add some movements to that, which you can do seated or standing, just to engage all of our bodies with this. Our bodies are such an important part. So easy to forget them, to feel like this peace and power is somehow outside of embodiment, but absolutely it's wrapped up in our loving relationship with our bodies. So let's take our head and our heart and make a crescent shape from left to right, carving out this container for light, for love, for infinity, and then dropping into that space. We're going to do that twice. It looks like this. And again. We're releasing, we're letting go of what doesn't serve us, of all of our constructs about the structures and limits and restraints which hold us bound in a certain way of being. Let's let them go into the freedom which is our birthright. Allah. Then we step forward, coming up into our power. Akbar. And then turning to the right into the peace. Ya Salam. Finishing with a bow. Allah. Allahu Akbar. Peace is power. This freedom and happiness that is really our true nature. There's nothing more powerful. Nothing more powerful. So let's sit with our breathing for a few minutes, as we so often do in these sessions. Let's follow the breath. And maybe just notice any parts of your body that are restricting your breathing. Just notice them, no need to change them. What is the nature of your breath in this moment? And while there's no need to change anything, it can be helpful to feel what restrictions we're placing on our breath. Is there tension across the shoulders or around the ribs? Are we collapsing forwards in any way, restricting the free expansion of the lungs? Are we allowing the breath to flow as freely as it could? And maybe we can allow our backs to lengthen and widen. Maybe that means you want to shift your position slightly, adjust the way that your head is balancing on your neck, allowing for the maximum freedom, length and width in the back. Maybe you can invite some freedom in your belly, allowing the lungs to expand freely into the lower abdomen, noticing if the diaphragm is free or if it's restrictive. And if you can allow your chest to open and widen, your shoulders to sit back a little, and if you can allow yourself to take a deep, rich breath, notice how that feels. Sometimes it's enough to make your posture a little taller, a little wider, a little more open, to take your space. Sometimes that can bring a feeling of lightness, of joy, of empowerment. Maybe you can allow a gentle smile just to be on your face. And again, notice how that feels. It's a rebellious act to be happy, despite the circumstances. So I'm going to sing again, sing a chant of peace in another language, Sanskrit this time. Feel free to join me or just to sit and watch your breathing. Keep this gentle smile on your face and allow yourself to engage in the sacred rebellion of happiness and freedom. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Excuse me, don't know what happened there, but it was lovely to feel you all singing for me. Thank you. That chant is taking me back to Glasgow last week. We had a long day of marching excuse me, and demonstrating. The police were pretty hard on us, and it's I can tell you it's quite painful to be in that position of standing up for Mother Earth, standing up for Mother Nature, and meeting resistance from the establishment. And by the end of the day I was quite exhausted, and found myself in tears, in some measure of despair and grief. And I and a few friends walked quite a long walk all the way along the side of the conference centre where the COP conference is happening, where all of the delegates are meeting. And we sang that song, we sang for peace all the way through our tears, sang to everybody we met. The delegates were coming out, it was evening time, singing our hearts, singing our peace, singing our witness for Mother Earth, witness for all those who are already suffering, and claiming peace, the power that comes from that peace. So one of the things that I've been able to reconnect with as a result of those experiences, and as a result of this powerful message that I received about freedom and happiness, I've been able to reconnect with my sense of play. It's been hard to play. It's not always easy to feel that playfulness, the way that the world is at the moment, but it's one of our great birthrights as human beings, that childlike ability to be playful. So I'd like to read you something which you can use as a meditation practice. This is from one of my favourite books, the Radiance Sutras. I've often shared from that on here before, so do feel free to close your eyes while I read, and notice your breathing and notice the impact of these words upon you. These are the words of Shiva when Shakti asks how she may understand the nature of the universe. And Shiva says, "Gracious one, play. The universe is an empty shell wherein your mind frolics infinitely. This whole universe is a path of liberation, a vast arena for your endless play. Playing, let your awareness be everywhere at once. Planets, stars, swirling galaxies, subatomic motes, all are dancing within you. enter the rhythm. Descend into the space between beats. Dissolve into intimacy with the dancing one. So, dear friends, your homework. Find your play. Find your freedom. Find your happiness. Commit this radical act of rebellion. Dissolve into intimacy with the dancing one. Bless you all. Thank you for joining me on Songs of One Breath.